So this session would be mostly about hands-on in the org, Social Studio org, instead of talking about the PPT. So we have very minimal data or content on the PPT. So I'll be taking you through after 5 minutes, we'll be torn only into Social Studio org. So a brief about myself. My name is Pankaj. During the morning, I actually am a runner. During the day, I work as marketing cloud consultant. By the evening and in the night, I am actually a husband and a father. So currently I'm working based out of Bangalore, India, and working with a company called Marlabs and implementing marketing cloud solutions. So under which RADIAN6, aka your Social Studio, also comes into the picture. So that's about me. What I also wanted to talk about and show in the org as well, these are a couple of hashtags that we are tracking in the org that I'm going to show about. So whoever has actually tweeted with those hashtags will be captured in the org, which will be showing across. So one of the first thing I want to talk about the use case of Social Studio. One of the, not so good incident, but the use case was there was an attack that happened in 2018 in Melbourne, place where I used to call my home. So the Victorian police was actually using Social Studio over there, and they actually used it in a pretty good way. Wherein, if you know, during these kind of incidents, there are a lot of chatter happening, which is like normal commentary where people are actually scared, and basically a commentary where people are pushing leads. So they actually utilize Social Studio by creating different topic profiles, as they call it in Social Studio, or keywords, wherein they were able to segregate the normal commentary with the ones that they were actually more interested in, basically the leads about there was a trolley man, there was a tagline, there was a keyword called trolley man also emerged over there. So this one, plus there were other hashtags they were appearing. So they were able to actually utilize Social Studio to their potential with help of segregating those keywords. Also, a couple of other things in Social Studio's command center. They were actually able to use command center to an extent that the command center is basically a place where you actually push out all your metrics, or let's say health of your system or your organization. So you can see it on a broad screen. So that kind of metrics that you can see on the command center. So they were able to actually utilize it to a very good extent. So that was one of the use cases that I wanted to talk about. Apart from that, there are typical use cases of integrating your Social Studio with your other CRM. So like, for example, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. So those are typical use cases wherein you integrate your Social Studio with other CRM products, Salesforce CRM products, and wherein the typical use case under that would be, so if, for example, if there is enough chatter wherein people are complaining about particular service of yours, you can actually, based on some automation rules, some validation rules, actually get a ticket created over there in the service org. Or if you want to create them as leads, it can be also done in your sales org. So those are some typical use cases for Social Studio. This was a slide just to showcase what are the other vendors doing in this space apart from our Salesforce. So we being in Salesforce, we always think about Salesforce. Just to give you a glimpse, what are other vendors and where they are placed in the Gartner's Magic Quadrant. This was as early as April of 2019, so a couple of months old. Wherein you can see this Magic Quadrant, there are other players as well, like Salesforce, Adobe. Adobe is obviously going neck to neck. Oracle, SAS, and IBM. These are other key vendors that are actually doing well in this space. Next one is 3 important aspects, after which I'll actually dive into the system. 3 important aspects of your Social Studio. One is your publish. Publish is a place where you actually push out the content onto the various social media platform, depending on how many of them have been configured in your org. Other would be engage. Engage would be how to listen to that commentary which is happening on social media platforms and actually try and engage with that. And the third one is analyze. Analyze is all about reporting. So basically dashboards, some data sets that you want to create. So all those kind of things that happen in the third part, that is analyze. So now after this, I will go on to the system. So is it visible, or shall I increase the font size? I think I should. Okay. Is it visible now? Okay. Great. So this is the three important components of a social studio: publish, engage, and analyze. So on the first one, as you can see, I have actually configured two test accounts. One is a Twitter account, another is a Facebook account. So with the help of this, I can actually push content from this functionality or feature or pillar, as they would like to call it. So if you see, these are two of them which are configured, and on the right hand side, this is the whole calendar. So basically the idea is you get to know what all other teams are doing, when they are pushing what type of content. So you get a holistic view of the whole organization as a whole. So whole organization, wherein you can see who is pushing, who is actually creating what kind of campaigns in the future or in the past. So you don't want to do it at the same time. So basically that's the whole idea behind this calendar. And you can do all kind of intuitive things, which I'm not going into details, like you can put it monthly, daily, all those kind of things can be done with that. So I'll quickly show you basically how to push a content with these two test accounts, which is again very intuitive, but so that we can cover it. And these are other options that you can filter based on schedule. If you have scheduled some content, if you have published something, approval pending. So all these are all the filters which are there. So let me click over here, create content. Let's say we want to push a Facebook post. So since this is the only one which is configured, let's say Social Studio. Okay, so these are some of the options which are available out of the box, wherein if you want to upload an image, carousel, video, all those kind of things, you want to categorize it with the help of label, location, everything. You want to push it right now, you can push it in the future as well. All those kind of options are available. Bit.ly links, you want to target it to a particular kind of audience, which, like for example, a particular segment of audience with the age of this to this should be only able to view that. That also can be done out of the box from this place by selecting relevant audience, and web analytics as well. So for example, I'll just click on publish now, and this post will be published onto this test account right now. If I would have selected deferred payment, probably I could have scheduled it in the future. So if you just want to have a look, I think I've configured that account as well, and I'll quickly show you. It got published on Facebook. So this is that test account on Facebook. Yep. So it got published instantaneously on this particular Facebook account. Okay. So that's all about publishing. And similarly, you can do for Twitter as well. It supports various different platforms as, far-fetched as Sina Weibo in China. So YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, all those, you name it, it's there. You can actually configure it, and then you can start pushing out content from this publish tab from here. Okay, so these are other options which I'm not going in detail for now. The next one is engage. So this is something I wanted to spend more time on. The second one, engage. So basically what you do is, with the help of this feature, I'll increase the font size. Okay. So if you can see, I have actually created multiple dashboards or topics over here. So like for example, right now I'm capturing hashtag FTD Dreaming, FTD19. This is my hashtag name. So I'm capturing all of the data over here in one single screen. So if somebody is posting image right now, it's actually getting captured in real time.
That's multi-channel?
Yes. So right now I'm actually, yes, it is multi-channel. I haven't configured it for you can do it for keywords. We call it topic profiles, as well as you can do it for handles as well. So you can, depends on what you want to do. So these are all the things. Of course, you can have various different tabs options. So for example, at this screen, if you look back into that use case of Victoria Police, for example, they were actually tracking some leads on this tab. They could have actually tracked the regular commentary on this tab by creating social accounts you want to tag, or you want to tag some keywords, depending on what you want to track on. And of course, there are a lot of options in terms of the date range or those kind of validations or tweaking that you can do. So if you can see, these are the real ones which are actually right now being tweeted or mentioned. Yeah. So this was about your engage, wherein you actually view the content. So right now we are just listening. We call it in social parlance, we are just listening. We are viewing what customer is actually saying or the clients are actually saying. Now, if I want to actually act on it, when you say engage, that's the real meaning. So you want to actually speak to them as well.
So yeah? If I ask questions?
Yeah, please, please.
If you're really looking for something, can you sort of tag them saying, I've read that, I've read that, I've read that, so that you have only the...
Oh, so you want me to...
Like archive and see to the ones I've read,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so
Mm-hmm.
you know which ones you've read and
okay.
If you're looking for something, if you're tracking.
Correct. So that is one of the things that you can do with the help of some of the things called macros. So macros also can be utilized for that. So what is macros? Just like Excel, macros are some things that you can automate your steps with. So with the help of macros, actually you can do that. If you want to do that, whatever. So for example, if you have viewed some content and you don't want it to be coming across again in your feed, you can actually do that. So that automation is there. So coming back to where I was. So for example, this is the topic or the tweet that we are actually looking at, and we want to engage with this customer or this client. So we can actually do all kind of things from here itself. So the one that you can do from Twitter. The idea is basically you can do it for a lot of platforms at one place, of course. And depending on which platform you have configured, retweet won't be there in Facebook. Those kind of things would be there. But then you can engage with a lot of different platforms and customer at one single location. So you can do replies, retweets, DMs. Also, what I wanted to talk interestingly was macros. So macros, I've created on macros. So I'll show you. What happens is basically macros is one of the use case that you spoke about. Others would be like you can create an activity or a workflow wherein if you find something based on some criteria, you can actually create a case or a lead in other Salesforce clouds like Sales Cloud or Service Cloud. So in that case, macros will come into picture. So this is the real use case of Social Studio, wherein if there are customers or clients chattering too much, complaining about your products, you can actually, if you want, directly enable them to case the system to actually create a case directly. Of course, there would be some validations and some approvals as well if you want to, but then you can directly actually do it from this screen, wherein a case will be directly created into service side of things or Service Cloud. So I'll just quickly, I've created it already for the demonstration purposes. So I'll just click and show it to you. So I've selected this macros and it says, so right now I've done some settings saying that not reviewed, new content not reviewed, but then of course you can do whatever you want, reviewed, not reviewed, approved, not approved, all those kind of settings can be configured out of the box from here. And at the same time, there would be a case which is getting created in Service Cloud. So I'll just quickly show you that configuration is there. So this is my Service Cloud, which is actually integrated with Social Studio. So if you see, this is that tweet which created a case directly over here. Name is actually, subject is tweet from little, so that is what we were actually. Yeah. So this tweet has automatically getting created into case. So basically the use cases of customer, you can directly engage them to actually create cases in Service Cloud. Similarly, on the same lines, you can do it for leads as well. So a lead would be created in your Sales Cloud. Similar concept technically, but the use case is different, but the concept remains the same in Social Studio. So those are the two, in fact, we covered three of them, three varied use cases that Social Studio talks about or details into creating cases, leads, or different kind of chatters. So this was about engage. Anything in this? Shall we move on to the last part, that is analyze, reporting basically. It's reporting, dashboarding, number crunching, sorry. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so there are three parts to this analyze bit. Dashboard, workbenches, and reports. So dashboards are nothing but a summary, kind of summary for you that gives you a summary. So for example, I've already created one and show you. So this is the French tour deeming user group, for which these are the different tweets that they have actually. So for example, these are the ones they have actually, this is the content. This is the volume. So basically showing kind of a snapshot. These are different type of medias. These are the numbers, top words. These are the influencers. So, okay, one quick thing. Influencers are basically a proprietary algorithm of Salesforce wherein it actually tells you how influencing the person is or the Twitter handle is. So it automatically gives you a number. So for example, if you see Mark Benioff, Daniel Peters, they are actually way above. So it's like up till 100. So they are 85, 84 like that. So depending on that, Salesforce gives you automatically the influencer score, that this is highly influential person. So based on that, you can also create workflows if you want. These are some of the top words that are being utilized in this conversation for this FTD group. Then we have got, so these are all the things that are coming out of the box, countries from where it is originating, what languages they are about, sentiments. There is another thing called sentiments. Sentiments is something how positive, negative, or the neutral your tone of the tweet is. So positive is something which is, if you are happy about something, Salesforce automatically detects it and puts it positive. If you're asking certain questions or you're not very sure, negative about it, it marks it as negative. And if they're not sure, it marks it at neutral. So basically you can see the sentiments graph over here. Again, everything is out of the box, whichever I'm showing right now. It's all about configuration. Next is, this is a good one, Workbenches. So what it does is basically it gives you all the number crunching, all the numbers out of those topic profiles or keywords that you are holding to. So let me go on to the first one. Let's say FTD. Okay, so right now it's only collecting data for 7 days, 1 day. I'll make it out 7 days, so probably we'll have more data. So let's say last 387, it has been actually tracking 387 posts. Now on top of it, you can do a lot of number crunching. So these are the top words, for example. If you come down, these are the sources which are actually contributing to most of the tweets over here in this case, since it is Twitter. Languages in which it is actually spoken. Sentiment type, see 88% is positive sentiments, rest all 11% is negative sentiments. You can click and go on and see in terms of view the feed what kind of content is which is negative. So you can do it for all the cards. We call it cards. So if you see, these are the tweets which are actually by Salesforce, they are branded negative. So like for example, why didn't you reach me out? So basically Salesforce is detecting, is automatically saying that it's not negative, by the way, but it is detecting it as like that. So that's what you can do with the help of these cards. So I'll just show you a couple of more of them. So if you right click and see, let's say you want to just capture images. So out of these 387 tweets or content that we have, how many of them would be images? So it'll select based on that. This would be helpful actually for today's this demo as well in general. You can collate all the images at once. In fact, one of the use cases, a lot of people, I'm based out of Bangalore, India. So whenever there is a user community group happening, I actually get called to give me the tweet number. So one of the ways to actually felicitate the people or like demo jam is one of the things, but then number of tweets, number of relevant tweets you should do. You shouldn't only retweet every now and then. So this tool actually helps us to get me the data into Excel and then we figure it out the relevant tweets. So this is one of the real life use case in Salesforce user community that we use. So if you see, so these are all the images. So that's what it can do for you. It can do all kind of filterings. Right now we just selected for this particular topic profile images. Let's do some more. What we did was, okay, let's say media type. So media is 100% Twitter actually in this case. So that's okay. And then last one. So this was about workbenches, which was number crunching. The last one is about pulling the raw content out of it. So reports, you get all the raw contents. If I pull it out, basically I'll get 387 tweets in one PDF file. I can actually schedule it, I can download it right now. So all those kind of activities can be done as a part of this report. So which is pretty basic in nature right now. So these are the three things that I wanted to cover: publish, engage, and analyze. Publish means basically to push the content out on various social media platforms. Engage is to actually listen and actually talk to them. And then analyze, look at the data and actually come to a conclusion based on the data or the numbers that you want to do some change the strategy, social marketing strategy that you have, or you want to continue with the same. So this is the content that I wanted to share with you in terms of PPT as well as Social Studio. So at this point, I would like to stop and check with you. Is there any query, doubts, in general questions, not specific to whatever I have spoken about in Social Studio? Anything? So you had something that you want to talk about.
Yeah. So you said you can use macros to transform into case.
Yes.
Can you go in a bit more detail, say how that works and how you can automate it or not?
Okay. So I'll just quickly show you what I have done, because it might take some more time to show you the whole process. But yeah. So I'll just show you quickly what I have done. So if I go here, so this is basically what I'm trying to show is how I have automated based on a certain criteria in Twitter or that hashtag, a case is getting created automatically in Salesforce. So I'll just quickly show you that. So we create something called engagement macros. So this is the one that I have created and used over here. So I've created one and attached it to the workspace. So workspace are different business units kind of analogy in Social Studio. So these are all the things that you can do if you select that macros to that particular tweet or that particular content. So like priorities, sentiments, this all you can actually automatically do. And at the end, this is the important part. So basically you can actually get your Salesforce integration from this option. So once you integrate that, you go to your existing org, this org for example, and there are certain settings that you need to do in setup. That's it. And then you can actually see that options of all the orgs ID over here and select one of them, and it automatically creates a case or lead depending on whatever configuration you have done over there in that org. So that's basically just creating a macros. Now coming to the important part, which I haven't actually done in this, is how to automate that. Yeah, that is what your question was. That would require some more time to actually showcase and basically talk about, as in how to automate this process, basically saying that this keyword comes into tweet, for example. So somebody is saying not good service for particular brand, and then you should actually automatically create that case. So that requires some automation. So that is the second part of it, that conversation I cannot address right now. But if you want, I can actually, we can, yeah? Anybody else? Okay, then I think I'm done. Yeah.
Another question. Have you seen, since Social Studio was bought by Salesforce?
Correct.
How has it improved? How has the sort of...
Okay,
what's changed?
that's a good question, because I've just started working last couple of years, and it was bought in 2011 or something for $300+ million around that time. So of course the changes are there, but then if you try to relate to something prior to when it was RADIAN6, aka RADIAN6, I haven't seen that phase, so I'm not too much sure about what improvements are there. But to be honest, Salesforce for Marketing Cloud puts 5 releases a year, and Social Studio does get some features or the other added on. So 5 instead of 3 for normal Salesforce ones. So that is, you can. And of course, it comes with Marketing Cloud as a package. You can buy it differently depending on the edition that you are planning. You can actually buy it along with the Marketing Cloud, or you can buy it separately as well. So it is connected to Marketing Cloud.
You've seen the new channels which are being released right now?
New ones? Which ones you're talking about specifically? New channels to integrate on this?
Yeah, WhatsApp and WeChat.
Line as well, I've heard. Okay, Line. I think I heard Line about. WhatsApp, yes, but I think I heard Line about Line also as well.
Tested integration with to listen to the app stores?
No, I haven't done that as of now. No. So basically, what you're saying is, what is the use case?
Listen to comments on the App Store.
Okay.
App Store and the Google
Okay.
Play Store.
Okay. So basically, integrating, doing the same thing just from that channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I haven't done that. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's good to see it in real life.
Yes, I mean, to be honest, whenever I spoke about Social Studio to the people, it's actually curiosity is out there because you don't have access. So the people who are working on it, clients basically or partners, only have access to it, which is actually a handful of number compared to the people out there. So same goes with Marketing Cloud as well. So people are curious, how does it look? How does it work? First question is that.
Yeah. You familiar with the SDO?
SDO.
The SDO?
No.
No.
That is?
You're a partner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So SDO is Salesforce demo org.
Okay.
Simple,
Okay. Demo. We call it demo. Okay. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
So that is, yes.
Is it in
Yeah.
SDO?
Correct. So that is SDO actually. That's how we got access to that. Same goes with Marketing Cloud as well. So yes.
So we'll just get that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.